So today, no easy way to put it. I'm going to talk about during my time in camp, someone passing away. It was a standard day, and you walk in, you expect the standard stuff where people were talking, smiling, smoking, eating breakfast and all. But I remember walking in, and then the guard opened the side gate, and I walked into Seletar East Ammo Depot, and then everybody was just pretty tense, and many were looking at the ground. You know, you knew something was wrong. That's why I was like on guard. But there wasn't much time to process this because very quickly I had to ring the bell. So ding, ding, ding. And then we all gathered for parade. Another bad sign came when a lot of the officers were also gathering for the parade. Usually it's only the people who need to give the briefings, but today it was almost everybody. So everyone was standing there, and then we all gathered together. I was expecting bad news, but well, let's just say the new Warren, who we talked about before, he just stood in front of me. He's like, okay lah, no good way to put it, and let's call him L, okay? Like L, he passed away, like, wow, not good lah. Very sad, very sad. But work still needs to be done lah. But of course, and the minute he said the name of the person who passed away, his batchmate and actually his real life best friend who was in camp just broke down. And a lot of the batchmates that came in with him were consoling him. And the new one continued by saying but L's dispatch, you all today need to rest, you all in the guardhouse, just take it easy lah, don't worry about it lah, right? And as someone who can attest to this, immediately their whole batch said, we rather go in and work. And I can agree that for us, the worst thing is to leave us alone quietly, because it's those moments we think about bad things. If we can keep ourselves occupied with work, it helps us pass the time. And so the Warren said okay, good, you all come in, but take it easy. You all need to rest, whatever, you let me know, don't worry about it. And so the parade just splits, and out of earshot, I won't lie, a lot of us were trying to find out what happened. Because it's funny, just days ago, or even the day before, I remember just looking at the guy, he was smiling, he was laughing. The last time I spoke to him, and I won't lie, I'm not super close to him, but I remember, and this is not because he's dead, but he never gave me problems, I mean, to tell you the truth, if there were people candidates to die in camp, he would not be the first one I would choose. It was just sad to see the guy disappear. Also, on a personal front, I never experienced death this close in my life. Up to this point, I was very lucky. So to suddenly see someone we had just talked to before and just the thought of just the person not being there it was an awkward feeling for me. Anyway, as a clerk, I have certain access and I talked to a few people. I cannot confirm this, but what I was told was that L found out he got cancer and he was ruminating over it. Then one day he decided he didn't want to burden his family with the costs. He wrote a suicide letter, opened the window and jumped out headfirst out of the 11th floor. Hopefully no suffering. And that was it, because I got to say the weirdest part was actually afterwards when we had to do a lot of admin work, where suddenly you're removing him from roster, you're taking out his booklet from the dockets, and it was almost like you were erasing the person, but it was just administration, but it was a weird feeling, I got to say. Yeah, like I said, there's no easy way to end this also. So yeah, that was it. I hope that anyone that needs help, I would say just talk to someone. I think it can be helpful. I'm no expert, but yeah, just try talking to someone, man. Anyway, next time maybe I'll tell something a bit more funny and one of my more favorite stories to tell about the army, which is about a camp puppy, illegal DVDs, me, and getting punished. If you want to hear about that, come back next time. Till next word.